Future Talk.
Future Talk.
Future Talk with Omnia Al Saleh and Hani Balkis.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Future Talk right here on Pulse 95. It is me, Hani Balkis, with Omnia Saleh, bringing you everything that you need to know what is happening in the tech world, in the UAE, and around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're talking about the Amazon and how Amazon says it has permanently banned 600 Chinese brands for review fraud. And I want to get into that when we talk about the story, because review fraud is very, very, very active recently, and I'm a victim of it.
I was just going to say, did you fall a victim for it?
I'm a victim of it, yes.
You sounded a bit sad, but there's no doubt that it's actually been happening very, very frequently, and we're going to tell you exactly how much damage it has been causing. Coming up on today's show, we're also going to be talking about TikTok and how they have actually been limiting children in China on how long they can spend on the app. Children under the age of 14 years old. I feel like this is even worse than the new law that they announced on kids being able to spend only 3 hours online gaming.
Yes.
3 hours a week.
Yeah, I do believe that the Chinese government is trying to limit, online time as much as possible because, again, we've talked about the many negatives of being online too much, especially when they are children. But we're also talking about Microsoft and how they have just took another big step towards getting rid of passwords forever. I'm really interested to talk about this one because I can't wrap my mind around not having a password.
Same thing over here. I thought we were trying to strengthen our passwords, but not remove them altogether. Coming up in the world of apps, lots is happening as well. We're going to be talking about iOS 15. Ever since the iPhone 13 was launched, a lot of people have been excited about our very own update for the iOS. And today is the day where it has been officially available for everyone. We're going to be telling you all about the different features that you can expect.
Yes, and we're also talking about how Dutch college students have built the world's first solar-powered camper and how they'll be taking it on the road. Now, for those who don't know what a solar-powered camper is, basically it's one of those caravans that you see by the desert or by the beaches where people just chill and relax there. And, they use a lot of fuel, but now these Dutch students did it using solar power.
Daily digital news. Bits and bytes connect our world.
In the jungle, the mighty jungle, Chinese review frauds.
Oh my God. I'm like, why are we talking about this?
Because it's Amazon, ladies and gentlemen. We do know that Amazon is considered part of the jungle.
Oh, 100%. And Amazon is basically one of the many reasons why our bank accounts are crying in the corner.
Not me anymore.
Not you anymore.
I've disabled my card for Amazon.
What?
Yeah, you can block websites.
That is new news.
Because, I want to save a little bit of my dineros.
So you blocked
my card.
Your card from using Amazon. Is there no self-control?
It's not that, but, sometimes, 10, 20 becomes, 400 at the end of the month. You're like,
true. How did that happen?
Yeah.
For all those who are avid users and purchase regularly from Amazon, you may just want to be a little bit more careful whenever you're buying certain products. Because what a lot of us do is, we find something that sounds interesting. We've heard maybe a couple of reviews about it. We look through the review section on Amazon and you find a lot of positive ones. People saying this is a great product, amazing, I've loved purchasing it, I've repurchased bottles and bottles from this certain product. And when you get it, it is not like what people say. It's the complete opposite. And that's because review fraud is very much real. People, sometimes sellers, are paying other people to go on Amazon and to give positive reviews, even if the product is absolutely horrible.
Now, Omni, the thing with this is that people use Amazon, right, as an ease of access, right? It's quick, it's simple. Salaam alaikum wa alaikum assalam. And people don't read as much. When I say people don't read as much, I'll tell you why and how the process goes. Let's say, for example, I want to buy an AirPods. Okay. Right? And I go and I find AirPods for X amount of money. Okay? Say 500 dirhams, 700 dirhams. It sounds correct. Okay. I go on it has a 5-star rating. I got the money ready. I don't care about the money. I want to pay. I want to get my item and leave. Right? But before I continue my purchase, I want to go and look at the reviews, perfect sound quality, etc., etc., etc. Great, authentic. I look back up, looks like the AirPods that I know and love. At the cart, purchase, tomorrow it comes, and it's as big as my hand. Right?
That is a true story.
And it's happened to a lot of people.
Yep.
You know, that AirPod was an actual AirPod, but magnified to times 100.
It was an AirPod model.
It's an AirPod model that you use, you know, the Bluetooth. It works, but I mean, no one wants it, right? So these are where we talk about fraud in general. And sometimes the problem is, Omnia, is that the buyers or the customers, because of how simple and easy it is to buy a product, they don't research a product. Now, you and I, Omnia, before, let's say 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Amazon kicked off in 2018 in the UAE.
Yep, sounds
right?
quite accurate.
So let's say beforehand, when you had souk.com, you would actually research the product.
Yeah.
You would say, okay, I want a phone case for my iPhone X. Okay, how big is it? How is it going to look? Let me see a model of it. Let me see, a mock-up of it. There's some, studying going on. Why? Because 4 or 5 years ago, you had a fear of putting your credit card information into a website or into your computer. And because of that fear, Omnia, I used to buy from Carrefour those loadable credit cards, the gift cards that would be used.
That you can actually enter your...
that you can use online.
Yep.
So nowadays, we just look at the reviews, good 5-star rating, Amazon choice, sounds good enough to me.
Even
I'm
if
gonna
you
buy
read
it.
the reviews, I mean, not every time, whatever you read is actually accurate or is actually true. That's the issue that has been rising with Amazon. Now, Amazon did come out saying recently that they have permanently banned 600 Chinese brands for review fraud because these Chinese companies, they knew what they were doing and they kept on doing it because they wanted more customers, regardless of what the turnout is like. So, it turns out that this was basically what we've been seeing for the couple of months. That's just basically the tip of the iceberg. There are over 3,000 different seller accounts that have been doing this. And Amazon did say that the grand tally after 5 months of its global crackdown has been the 600 brands that were banned off of its website. And the reason behind it is because every time Amazon would notify these sellers that what they're doing is illegal, they would still go ahead and do it. And review abuse, to be honest, personally, I feel like that is the worst forms of abuse. It's like going to your friend, asking him or her, what do you think of this new product? And them telling you it's fantastic, phenomenal, just because they want to make money out of it. But in reality, it's completely horrible.
It is like Omnia. I'll tell you, I'll relate it to something, actually I heard.
Fake sponsorships.
Not even fake sponsorship, Omnia. We'll go back to university days, right?
Okay.
And I don't know about you, but I had free electives.
Oh, yeah.
Which, I could have 1 or 2 free courses. And I remember...
I think I know where you're going
I was
with
asking
this.
one guy, I said, hey, what do you think about this course? It's a free elective. And he said, yeah, easy A, brother, easy A. So I go in there and...
Worst recommendation.
And I go in there, and it's not even the bad part. I go in there and, the first 6, quizzes and midterms, I flunk them all, and it's hard. I'm like, what is this? So I see, he wasn't even a close friend of mine. So I see him again, I was like, bro, what are you talking about? Tell me it's an easy A. He's like, oh, I don't know. I never took it. Someone else told me. So imagine, the frustration coming out of my brain.
Sorry, but inhumane.
So reviews. Sometimes, even reviews when it's in real life, it won't be, that good. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us know your bad review experience.
Oh wait, I want to know how you were a victim to the reviews
to the Amazon fraud review.
Yeah. What did you buy that was? You thought it was good, and then you find out it was actually fake.
Well, Omnia, I think
the sad music.
I think I was buying. This was during lockdown.
Okay.
And I was setting up my gaming setup. I was using it for work and gaming, and I bought a monitor. Right?
Yes.
So it said, I think I was buying a 24-inch monitor. And that's what it said, and it was BenQ. Oh, yeah, the whole shenanigans thing.
Okay, all the
it's what I want.
Yeah.
Paid for it, comes in tomorrow, right? Turns out it's not what I wanted. It wasn't what was described. And also, actually, I have another story real quick. And, on top of all of that, Omnia, it wasn't for a computer, it was for TVs.
Oh my God.
Right,
Now
so-
that's really purchase gone wrong.
Yeah, and so everyone was, and the comments were saying, yeah, I love that it was on my computer. And I'll do a quick one because we're going over time. But my dad, he was a victim twice. My dad likes to buy. My dad's a big, fancy shoe lover.
Okay.
Right. So my dad will buy shoes off Amazon, and the reviews were always, picture perfect. Everything is great, and they would be shipped from the UK.
Oh wow.
Because it was a UK brand.
Yeah.
So my dad, I think his size.
Were they fake?
I wish they were fake because let's say. I think the size was 45, size is 45.
Yeah.
They would send him 43 on purpose twice.
Oh my God.
Right?
Come on.
So I think three times I called Amazon and I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4 happened, return. And then eventually, Amazon customer service is unbeatable. So I would get, the money back within 2 to 3 days. But some people, some companies or some, sellers, they do this to throw you off. Right?
Yep.
And the reviews be like, yeah, perfect size to fit.
And then you purchase
so
and you
when
keep
you see it's
purchasing.
45, it's actually 43.
Let us know what are your stories and if you have fallen victim for the victim fraud of Amazon. Coming up on today's show, we still have lots in store, so make sure you keep Pulse 95 locked and we'll be right back.
Daily digital news. Bits and bytes connect our world.
How much time do you spend on TikTok? I think if we ask this question to everyone tuning into us right now, the answers are going to be hour plus. I don't feel like people would spend any time less than that. Yep, that sigh of regret that we always hear whenever TikTok is brought to the discussion. What?
Yesterday,
Okay. How many hours?
I'm ashamed.
3 hours.
I'm ashamed.
4?
Yesterday, I finished from the gym.
Okay.
I took a shower.
Okay.
I laid on my bed. I get a notification.
Screen time.
Someone is live. So I looked out. I saw who was live. I don't usually use TikTok live.
Okay.
I opened TikTok live, and the guy, he finished his, his stream or his live or whatever. And that was around 12 or 11 a.m. And I look, I'm like, oh my God, it's 1 a.m. Right? That's crazy. I need to go to sleep. And then, as soon as the live finishes, it puts you to another live. And then, I was laughing at these guys. That live finishes, it's 3 a.m. I'm like, whoa. And I didn't feel the time. And then I go to another live, and I was watching that as well. So the only reason I stopped watching that live was that the battery thing came up for me, 20%.
My God.
And it was already 4:30 in the morning.
That is...
Right?
Yeah, you need help.
I did not feel it one bit. I'll tell you why. Because it was so interactive. The chat, you have a chat, it's so interactive. So
You don't sense the time.
I'm sending, I'm reading, I'm laughing, everyone's
My
laughing.
God.
And you don't think that, it's past your bedtime because there's like 1,000 viewers with you.
So
right?
you feel like it's normal. It's like
yeah,
4 p.m.,
We're
not
having
4
like a
a.m.
group,
Group
fun.
discussion.
But yeah.
Sadly, this is not the case for children in China, especially those who are under the age of 14 years old, because TikTok parent ByteDance, the company that is behind this phenomenal app that kind of sucks the time out of everyone's day, they're adding a time limit for kids under 14 on the app. And that time limit is going to be limiting every child, or yeah, I guess you can call it a child at 14 years old.
14 is a child.
Yep. To 40 minutes a day. They are only allowed to be on TikTok for 40
not bad.
minutes every single. Oh, come on.
I mean,
Come on.
most TikToks range from, so the minimum is 5 seconds,
Yeah.
right, to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So let's go in the middle with a 1 minute, right? You can watch 40 TikToks a day.
Okay. But still, come on. Like, is that enough? When we're talking, people are spending plus 1 hour. I feel like it's too little of time, especially because the Chinese government, they just, not even a couple of weeks ago, they announced that they're limiting kids to gaming for 3 hours a week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, see, these things don't faze me anymore because I'm not a kid and these don't apply to me. But the thing is, when I'm looking at it, in the bigger picture, right? We looked at a lot of problems coming from TikTok.
100%. Especially for teenagers.
For the youth. So I'm gonna get a little bit controversial here. A little bit.
Okay.
Okay. So there was one point in time where a lot of TikTok got famous because of the dances, and some of the dances, Omnia, they were a little bit, for the older side, the older generation, for the adult, there was
not
moves.
PG rated.
That was not PG, it was more than, so the thing is, you would see a lot of young children
imitating
and girls, young girls imitate these moves and actions that were being done by 30-year-old women, right? Now, it is cute, yes, a little girl dancing, yeah, but it is kind of maturing them in a way, and a lot of predators are on these apps.
Yep.
Right? So then these children become a target to these predators.
100%. There's no doubt. I don't think anyone would disagree with this. Social media, the sad thing about it is that kids mature a lot faster than anyone did back in the day without its presence. But added to the limit that the company ByteDance is giving to all these teenagers, they're also limiting these 40 minutes between the time frame of 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. So after 10 p.m., you can't have your 40 minutes, which I believe is going to be great for parents because parents love bedtime, and that is going to make kids following bedtime rules a lot easier.
But how are we going to see a productivity boost in China now?
With teenagers? With kids?
Yes.
I feel like better grades.
Yes, and the future of children becomes much better.
The question is, how many child is going to abide by this? Because remember, these rules are going to be applied to real name authenticated users under the age of 14.
Okay.
It's not too difficult to fake your age on social media platforms.
No. See, with China, they don't play, Omnia.
They don't play.
They don't. No. I'll tell you how bad China is with regulating and giving their orders. Right.
Okay.
When Chinese government comes out and says, "Hey, we don't want this, and it's not happening." It's not happening. I'll tell you why, Omnia.
Why?
With the game that I frequent, League of Legends. I play this every single day, at least 1 or 2 games. Right? In China, you are only limited to 1 account only. Okay? And to create said account, you need to give your passport number and your ID.
Oh my God.
Because if you say something,
yeah,
they will track you and they will know.
You'll be found.
You'll be found. And if you are banned for offensive language or whatever, you cannot create another account.
My God. So they will, oh no.
Remember, Omnia, when we talked about during the pandemic, okay, when buying phones in China, I right now, if I go to the Apple, they're not going to ask me for my ID. You got money? Give me that money.
Yeah, with SIM cards, yes. With
SIM cards, yes.
No.
Phones, they ask 1, 2, 3, 4. We want your serial number. We want your passport ID. We want you this. We want your social security number. In China, they don't play. In China, they have such a huge population, but it is so disconnected from the outside world.
True. It's like they're living in their very own world.
And if you remember, Omnia, Russia tried their own internet as well, the same internet that China uses. And Omnia, Twitter accounts, they do have their own type of Twitter.
Oh, 100%. WeChat.
But how do they sign up for WeChat?
I think
With
they
their
have
license
to give,
and passport and ID.
They have to give their ID.
You can't have, for example, my name is Hani. Hani the cool kid 123. I can't have that. Hani Balkis. That is my name, and that is what
That's your ID.
That is my
they know
ID.
Exactly who you are. So there's no unknown users.
No unknown users. China, they have their eye. You're under a microscope in China.
I'm so shocked that whenever you want to sign up to TikTok or any social media platform, you have to give your ID.
A game, Omnia. We're talking about a game. You need to give your ID. So they don't play in China.
Around.
They don't play in China.
Let us know. I feel like a lot of parents right here in the UAE are going to be getting a lot of ideas on how much time they can give their kids. In China, teenagers under the age of 14 years old, they only get 40 minutes a day between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. What time limit do you give your children? So how many minutes can they spend on social media platforms?
I think it's a great. I think maybe 40 minutes is kind of a lot. Overkill.
At a first glance, I thought, okay, 40 minutes is actually not bad. But when you think about how much time kids spend nowadays on social media.
But again, 14 is still not yet mature. When they're 15, they're fine. So, why would you want a 9-year-old kid 10 hours on TikTok?
They
right?
spend way more.
Someti-
You'd be shocked how much time they spend on social media, especially TikTok.
Yeah, again, I mean, I think,
But it's
China...
not the best thing. That's what
Not the best thing, I
We're
think-
not supporting that.
I think China has the right idea of it, and I do believe they will ease, these rules later on down the line. Let us know your guys' thoughts. 4215, do it slots, or on our Instagram at Pulse95 Radio.
Check this out. Check this out. Pulse 95.
It's quite funny, ladies and gentlemen, that, the father of computers and pro... Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing because just a couple of days ago, yesterday, we were talking about online scams and how important it is to change your passwords and how important it is to come up with creative ones. And now we're talking about getting rid of them?
I mean, it's quite funny, again, Omnia, because, Microsoft, is kind of, the foundation of computing.
True.
And where we are today. I mean, in the studio, we all have Windows PCs. So, for them to make headlines once again, and we don't usually talk a lot about Microsoft, but Microsoft did take another big step towards getting rid of passwords forever. Now, Windows 10 and Windows 11 users can now opt to remove passwords as a way to access a Microsoft account app. Now, Microsoft already does kind of recommend you an encrypted password every time, you create an account or you log in, and it's kind of like a default option on the Windows. And instead of you using a password, you'll have a PIN code that will open, like one key opens all.
Yeah, it's like the passcode that you have on your iPhone, or even just using biometrics. We've been seeing that increasingly used on iOS, whether it was the Touch ID or the Face ID. And so whenever we say getting rid of passwords, it does not necessarily mean getting rid of our privacy. It just means picking new ways and making it work differently. What's interesting about this is the fact that they're doing this for their most recent Windows 10 and Windows 11, and they're extending that same technology that they've had earlier this year for a lot of users with a few simple steps. One of them is the fact that many users tend to pick bad passwords. We're all notorious for that, whether it is picking your birthday, whether it is I love you 123, whether it is using your pet's name. We all know that they're bad passwords, but we just use them for convenience. And these have been increasingly used by hackers to access different people's accounts. And now they are actually going to be basing all of their logins on multi-factor authentication. So a software giant like Microsoft may just depend on your fingerprint, may just depend on your Face ID. This option of going password free is currently only for iOS though. They have not yet extended it to Android, but they will be very soon.
Yeah, I mean, Microsoft and Windows PCs in general, like Microsoft Office, OneDrive, and Outlook are a big part of the answer why they want to make one password opens all or one code opens all. Now, at the moment, the option for password-free login is only for Microsoft accounts. But just like Omnia said, this will extend to Microsoft apps on iOS, Android, and Windows. Now,
very soon.
It is not so common to use Microsoft accounts to sign to third-party apps. Like, for example, if you're on LinkedIn, it'll say sign up with Gmail or sign in with iCloud, Facebook, things like this. But with Microsoft, it isn't that, common.
Nope.
And it's kind of funny because at one point in time, everyone had a Hotmail. But now Hotmails are used for spam, and Gmail is used for professional use. But I want to know your guys' thoughts. 4215, do it slot, or on our Instagram, at Pulse95 Radio. What are your thoughts about this? And do you want a password for all, or you're happy with changing your passwords and changing your numbers all at once? We're taking a short break, but when we come back,
we're talking about the story of the day. iOS 15 is coming for all iOS users, and we're going to tell you exactly what features it will offer.
Pulse 95.
Apps all around.
What's worth a click and download?
Pulse 95.
a lot of people are excited for this,
It's an exciting day.
Omnia, I woke up this morning and, my friends' chat were saying, no, it hasn't dropped yet. I'm like, what is going on, sirs? And it turns out they're all waiting for iOS 15. And,
I'm waiting for a better iOS update.
A lot of people are eagerly waiting for it for people who use iPhones or iPads. And The release date is today, and it was confirmed in Apple's press release about the newly announced iPhones that do go on sale. By the way, actually, they were on sale already last Friday.
For pre-order.
Yeah, I mean, I know a couple of people that did pre-order. Now, per usual, the new iOS version will be available as a free download when it is released.
Yes, indeed. So today is the day. It is going to be released in the US, so you should expect to get it maybe sometime tonight. What's interesting about this update is, first off, it's the first update that we get after 14.8. And for those of you who don't know, 14.8 was a very important software update because of all the vulnerabilities that iPhone users, MacBook, Apple, anyone who had any Apple product was under a lot of risk for being attacked without them knowing. A lot of hackers were basically having access to certain people's phones without them even knowing that they had this access. So iOS 15, there were so many promises given to us by Apple about the features that they're going to be getting, including updates to video calls on FaceTime in countries where FaceTime is available, as well as digital keys in Apple wallets. So Apple is introducing updates to its wallet, so it's going to allow us as users.
Can I introduce an update where I have unlimited money on Apple Pay?
Oh, I wish. That's a far-fetched dream. But now on Apple Wallet, you can basically unlock everything at your home, even your hotel room, with digital keys. We've been talking about this for quite some time, being able to unlock your car with your Apple Wallet.
Yeah, I'm excited.
You look like a Karen.
Yeah, because it's BMWs. BMWs were kind of the first cars to kind of, have a collaboration with Apple. And I mean, we're looking at how for iPad users, now we told you about the iPhone users. Now for iPad users, the updated operating system does include tools that are aimed to making it easier to work on the go. Now, Yeah, tell me.
I got too excited for this one, but for quite some time, Apple was kind of promoting the idea of being able to showcase your driver license on your Apple Wallet. You don't have to have a physical copy anymore. And 6 states in the US actually partnered with Apple to do that. And on iOS 15, this is being officially launched.
I mean, it would be great because, some people forget their wallets, but they never forget their phones. Yeah, Omnia has forgotten her purse here one too many times. But, one of the most, outstanding things is the new security and, beefed up security. Sometimes, Omnia, when I'm on my phone and I'm laying down in bed and I said, if someone is actually on my phone right now and they're looking at me, you know what they're probably seeing? And then I'll open Snapchat, have a picture of my face like this. Because, they see just me looking at my phone, right?
You're giving them a free gift.
Free gifts. Ladies and gentlemen, let's know your guys' thoughts. 4215, do it slot or on our Instagram at Pulse95 Radio. Are you excited as Omnia for the iOS 15 or not? But ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank whoever is doing the log today because the music is outstanding.
Check this out. Check this out. Pulse 95.
It's my dream vacation location.
Send me your location. Let's focus on communicating.
I'd love to go on, the RVs where you can just drive and tour the world. But I don't want to be the one driving. So someone to drive me around.
When you said RV, Omnia, it reminded me of that movie.
What movie?
Forgot what the name was, but it was a nice movie.
I'm too young for blood pressure issues.
It was something, man.
It was something. But today we're talking about something that's going to be making my dream and anyone else who has the same dream be a bit closer to becoming a reality, because there's a self-driving world's first solar power camper that is taking on the roads. It goes by the name Stella Vita.
Stella Vita sounds like sugar-free sugar.
Oh, no, that's stevia.
Yeah. So I found out the movie name is called We're the Millers.
Oh, no, I don't know.
Yeah, that meme? You guys are getting paid? It comes from that no regrets. It's from that movie. Not no regrets, no regrets.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is from that movie. It was one of my favorite movies. Anyways, so the camper, which does go by the name of Stella Vita, is embarking on a trip from Eindhoven to the southern tip of Spain.
I love the fact that it's self-driving. I've always wanted to...
I love the fact that everything is connected.
Yeah.
You know, so they're starting in Amsterdam and going all the way to Spain.
And it's nice because, you know, the worst part about driving an RV or like going on those trips is having to drive. You know, sometimes driving is so therapeutic. It's nice to get to see, you know, long distances and just, it's so peaceful. But
What is your number one go-to therapy song when you're driving?
it depends on my mood.
For me, it's gangster music.
Why am I not surprised? Why am I not
You know,
surprised?
when I
Heavy
did-
metal?
No, gangster music.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm doing gang signs, right? It's so fun when you're driving down the road and like I
it depends
have my
on the
windows
time of
down.
the day.
I have windows down and it's winter.
Oh,
And, you
that's
know-
the best. Like driving when it's cold outside.
Yeah, but everyone thinks I'm crazy
Why?
because I'm dancing and I'm rapping
You're
around
living
with
the...
them.
And you're not a safe driver. I'm just going to say
No,
that.
I am a safe driver. I drive with my
Very-
knees. Yeah,
Very safe.
you've been in the car with me. You know how I drive.
No hands on the wheel. We stop every 2 seconds. Anyways, there are a couple of students that are
I don't
actually
hit cats.
from Eindhoven University of Technology in the Netherlands. They have actually been working on this camper for quite some time. And what's amazing about it is that not only is it self-driving, but it's also the world's first entirely solar-powered camper. So this vehicle has a pop-up roof that has so many solar panels that it's able to produce enough electricity to travel over 450 miles every single day.
That is more than my car, believe it or not.
It's a house on wheels.
Yeah, I mean, the Stella Vita, which the team actually, I mean, that's very funny because the team does call it the House on Wheels and does feature a teardrop design that actually slopes dramatically in the rear, and it's not actually very aesthetically pleasing of designs, but for the long roof, it does provide plenty of surface area for the solar panels, which, you know, is the most important thing of the whole concept. Now, to further maximize this space, there are actually two partitions just below the roofline that do pop out on both sides of the vehicle, effectively doubling the amount of solar panel area on the roof. Now, I'm looking at the pictures right now.
Yeah.
It looks, again, just like they said, it's not as aesthetically pleasing, but it does look hip and modern.
Yeah,
right? It looks
I
like
agree.
a modern RV.
I can't imagine, you know, when we talk about
Sleek.
cars being solar powered, it's an attractive feature for a car. But when it's a self-driving, solar-powered camper, so cooking areas, fridges, microwaves, they're all functioning on that power, on that solar power. So can you imagine how much strength that car must have to be able to function itself, but also help you survive in it? So what's interesting about it is that in addition to being able to travel so far every single day, if an appliance use is kept to a minimum, it will basically be able to last you at a single charge for 2 to 3 full days. I personally love it.
And that's if you're at night, like it's not under the shade.
No.
So, I mean, obviously, if you're having a camper, you're camping it outside in the sun.
That's an attractive car.
I mean, it does look sleek. It does look smooth. I do believe, you know, it's going to have a hard time going up, you know, rough terrains, as it's not, you know, as easy to go up and down over. But again, this car is for long drives, you know, going on the grass, no sand, nothing like that. And this is where my point does come. Automated, you know, these autonomous vehicles, these, you know, solar powered vehicles, they're only good for so long, right? Or for so...
You can't be hating on this
I'm not
car.
hating on it.
Come
I'm just
on.
saying an RV would be more optimal, like the traditional RV, because these are big and they're above the ground and they can go over any terrain. If you remember, have you ever watched Breaking Bad, Omnia?
No.
It's a TV show,
I know.
my favorite TV show. And Walter White, you know, Heisenberg used to use an RV to travel across Arizona.
So many people do
And
that.
across the country. Let us know your guys' thoughts. 4215, do it slot, or on our Instagram at Pulse95 Radio. Would you like the classic RV, or would you like a solar-powered autonomous RV?
The house on wheels.
House on wheels. 4215, do it slot, or on our Instagram at Pulse95 Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, this does conclude Future Talk for today. Hope you guys had a great time. I know I did. But we're going to leave them with
The halftime show, the only place to be at 3 with the man himself, Amir Duri. He's going to be bringing you a very, very exciting show all about mental health, physical health, and the world of sports.
If you liked this episode of Future Talk, drop a like and subscribe.
Pulse 95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.